From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with OU beat writer Brooke Pryor. Brooke, spring football on a bit of a hiatus with spring break and that sort of thing, but the quarterback battle will continue to be talked about throughout basically the whole spring, probably into the summer, probably into the next fall. But a lot of people talking about Kyler Murray, a lot of people talking about Austin Kendall. Austin Kendall, though, maybe a little bit forgotten about in this whole thing because we saw Kyler Murray last year, Austin Kendall redshirting. What do we know about sort of where Kendall is in his return to possibly be on the field for the Sooners?
You know, I think Austin Kendall has benefited so far from this redshirt year that he took last year. He was Baker Mayfield's backup as a true freshman. He kind of got thrown into the fire early. Obviously, he got known for the remarks he made before the Ohio State game, and from there, it never really died down for him. So he had a really tumultuous freshman season, got in some games early, played, in the fourth quarter of a couple things, but that was just it was a baptism by fire for this guy. He's from a long way away. He's from North Carolina. He dealt with some homesickness a little bit. So it was a really chaotic year. He benefited from a more calm, behind-the-scenes sophomore year where he ran the scout team and went against OU's top defense every day. And I think that we're really going to see that pay dividends in the spring, even though Kyler Murray's the most talked about guy. Austin Kendall is a dark horse for this race.
Well, and he's been in a quarterback battle before. It was an interesting one, though, right?
Yeah, it was. He went up against his older brother, Ryan, to be the quarterback at Cuthbertson High School in Waxhaw, North Carolina. And this was Ryan's junior year, Austin's freshman year. To hear Austin tell it, he beat his older brother out for the job. Older brother left him at school for a couple days, wouldn't drive him home. But to hear the older brother tell it, he was happy to move to wide receiver because there were some injuries that were happening. So it just made sense for the younger brother to take over the quarterback reins and let Ryan move to wide receiver. But it all worked out now because Ryan is now a walk-on wide receiver at Kentucky, and he says that if it weren't for that battle or that shift in positions, that he wouldn't end up where he is now.
Lastly, as people think about who replaces Baker Mayfield, I think people would love if there was another Baker Mayfield waiting, whether it's Kyler Murray or Austin Kendall or somebody else. But what in your mind does Kendall need to do in this quarterback battle this spring to either get a leg up or maybe, stake a claim to, being in this conversation pretty seriously?
I think that he needs to work his assets. He's a pro-style quarterback. He's not going to be a fast guy like Kyler Murray. He's not going to be as mobile as Baker Mayfield. But if he can show an ability to hit some long passes, to just be a really consistent guy, I think that's going to be his best asset, is to show that, A, he can work within this system, even though it's more tailored toward Kyler Murray. I mean, Lincoln Riley's had success with guys like Austin in the past, with Shane Carden at ECU. So he knows how to use a pro-style quarterback, and he's liked using pro-style quarterbacks. And I think Austin Kendall has to remind Lincoln Riley, hey, there's a reason why you recruited me. There's a reason why I'm one of the top-rated pro-style quarterbacks in my class. So just showing him, hey, remember me? And I think that he'll be good.
All right, lots more to come this spring as the Sooners get after it. We'll continue to follow the quarterback battle, tell you lots more about how things are going, who these guys are, and where they stand in the race. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.